Well, Apple's iTunes may be facing a new challenger. Sony and the world's top music labels are launching their own streaming service in the United States. Aram Sinnreich is author of Mashed Up Music Technology and the Rise of Configurable Culture. He joins us in studio. Adam, by the way, is a media professor at Rutgers University. Aram, great to have you here with us.
Pleasure to be here.
So what do you make? So you've got Sony, Universal, EMI, and Warner all joining up together to do this in the United States, effectively cutting out the middleman. Should Apple and iTunes be worried?
I don't think they need to be worried about it immediately. The record labels have spent the last decade trying to cut out various middlemen from the music business and have always been unsuccessful at it for whatever reasons. They don't really understand the consumers the way that Apple does. However, from the initial glimpses that we're getting into the service, it looks like they're getting a lot of things right that they got wrong in the past.
Such as?
Well, for one thing, it's a multi-platform service. They're trying to go after every Android smartphone. They're using Blu-ray, they're using the PS3. They're essentially trying to offer a service that's going to be available to people no matter where they are.
So making it very accessible for users.
Exactly. And the key problem with iTunes strategically is that once you download the song, you've got to move it from one place to another in order to listen to it. So the future of the music industry is really based on what's known as a cloud service, where you have the music online in the big cloud, and no matter where you are, you can pull that music down and hear it.
Do you think there's anything interesting in the timing of Sony, Universal and EMI doing this, considering the news that we got from Apple last week and Steve Jobs taking another medical leave from the company?
Yeah, I think they see an opportunity to make a strategic move that's going to put Apple in a defensive posture, and with the leadership question marks at the top at Apple, I think it's going to be more difficult for them to regroup and come up with a counter move. That being said, Apple already acquired a cloud service last year called Lala.com, and speculation has been rampant that they're going to turn that into a commercial service sometime this year.
I mean, is there enough room, Aram? We talk about this, whether it's tablets, we talk about a lot of different aspects of kind of the new media, social world, if you will, online world. I mean, is there enough room for a lot of music downloading services here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
successful ones, I should say.
I would not use the word downloading, right? The future has nothing to do with downloading. It has to do with streaming to whatever device you happen to be carrying around at that moment.
So there's enough room for a bunch of them to stream music.
I think it's a natural oligopoly. I don't think it's a monopoly the way that Apple has positioned it for the last 10 years.
Do you see Apple, though, staying as the leader here going forward?
Oh yeah, I mean, their design sensibility is so great, and their entrenched brand and relationship with their customers is so strong. It's going to take a lot to take them down. They control 28% of the music market, which is, the closest rivals are 12%. It's ridiculous.
It's a big gap. But those gaps can close very, very quickly.
They can. 10 years ago, it was Walmart with 23%.
Right.
So it does happen.
What is it that Sony and the other folks that they have to get right here? I mean, Sony's got a name. It's well known in the industry. Yep. That's a great thing for them. But what else do they really have to get right here to be a true competitor?
Well, there are a number of things. The main thing is they have to understand how consumers operate. Historically, what the record labels have done is put so many constraints on the music that they've distributed directly that consumers didn't want it. You have to ask permission to move it from point A to point B, and you have to own the right kind of device and use the right kind of technology. They need to work with open standards. They need to have platforms that are broadly distributed.
Right.
And the other thing is, in the past, when the labels have worked together to sell music, they've actually come under investigation from regulatory bodies for collusion and anti-competition. They need to be very, very careful not to have that appearance this time.
I want to throw one more name into the business. We've been talking about it in the morning. You mentioned to us last month about Google and expectations of them doing their own music, coming into the music market in a big way. And you talked about the cloud music service. We got to watch Google as well here.
Oh, absolutely. I think 2011 is going to be a huge year for Google in the music industry.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right, interesting space. Aram, thank you. So good to get some time with you again.
A pleasure.
Aram Sinnreich, everybody.